Okay, so mean, median, mode, and range. Sometimes we abbreviate mean, median, mode as just MMM. Let's talk about what each one is and how to find it. Yeah. How do you find the mean?
I think you add them all together and then divide by the amount.
Right, however many numbers you have. So why don't we give ourselves a list of numbers to sort of work off of, and we can find median, mode, and range of that set of numbers. Let's just do test scores. That's nice and easy. And let's do 10 again. That seems to be a nice number. So give me some test scores. 100. 90.
69.
Oh, Jesus. How about 75?
60.
We're going to leave off 0. 60,
89.
89,
52.
52,
97.
97,
54.
54,
48.
48, and I heard 24. Okay, so there are 10 test scores. If you want to find the mean, mean is another word for average. Okay, so you guys are absolutely correct. This is the one where you add all the numbers together and then you divide by however many numbers you have. So to find the mean, add all numbers and divide by total amount of numbers. Okay, does everybody have a calculator? Go ahead and grab one if you don't. So fast. Okay, so you're going to add all of your test grades together, and that's going to give you one big old number. Pablo, you got it?
I got 68.9, but I remember.
Oh, you have a final answer already. Yeah, I'm not there yet. When you add all of these numbers together, I believe you get 689. So, make sure that you're getting 689. Then, in the denominator, you count up how many numbers there are. How many numbers were there? 10. So, in order to find the average, I just do 689 divided by 10. So, yes, 68.9%. That would be your, well, I don't know why I gave a percent. Assuming these are all in percents, but the average doesn't always have to be a percent. I'm going to cross that out. So 68.9 happens to be your average test grade, if these are your test scores. Does that make sense? So that's all there is to mean. Add all the numbers together, divide by how many you have. Everybody's good? Easy enough? You remember doing this? Okay, now let's talk about median, because that is different. Does anybody remember how to find the median? Go ahead.
So you have like a group of numbers,
Yep.
and then to find the median, you just cross out each number on both sides until you find one or like two numbers in the middle.
Yes. It's literally the number that's in the middle. So the first thing you have to do to find the median, let's define it. Median is the number in the middle when numbers are listed in order. That's important. We can't just take our list as it is because our numbers aren't in order. So you have to put them in order first and then find the middle number, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. We'll start with our smallest number, and I like to put them in just one long straight line. So the smallest is 24, then what, 48, 52, 54, 60, 75. Gotta cross them off. 89, 90, 97, 100. When I reorder them, I always count and make sure that I still have 10 and I didn't miss one. Yep, I got 10. Okay, good. Because if you miss a number, well, that's going to change everything. So be careful, okay? So then to find the median, you're literally just going to figure out what number is in the middle. So the easiest way to do that is to just cross off the first number, cross off the last number, and just keep doing it. First, last, uh-oh. If I did it one more time, I'd have no number left. Sometimes there is, if you have an odd amount of numbers, you will have a middle number. And then it's nice and easy. Right now, I have 2 numbers in the middle. So does anybody know what I do when I have 2 numbers in the middle?
Oh shoot, I remember that.
Haley?
Add.
Well, there's a lot of right answers if you put them together. You basically have to find the average of those 2 numbers. So you add them together and divide by 2. So I just want halfway in between 60 and 75. Add them, divide by 2. Okay? So let's put a little star. If there's 2 numbers in the middle, add them and divide by 2. So 60 plus 75 divided by 2 gets me 67.5. So that would be my median in this case. Does that make sense? Okay. So let me give you a great example of the difference between mean and median. Because they don't get you. Look how our numbers are kind of close to each other, but they're not the same. Right? So if I kind of wanted to represent, I don't know, let's say that these weren't, yeah, okay, well, they're your test scores. So which one? They're different. So would you rather go home and tell your parents, hey, my average test score is a 68.9 or my median test score is a 67.5? I would rather say this one in this case. But is the mean always going to be bigger than the median? Not necessarily. It depends on the numbers. It could have shaken out a lot differently. What if I was finding the median, what if you had, I don't know, a couple numbers that were really low, but then you started with high numbers right here? Then your middle number would have been a lot higher. Do you know what the mean household income is in the United States? So if you take what people make in each household in the whole United States, add it all together and divide by the number of households, do you know what the mean is? Take a guess. Take a wild guess what you think the mean household U.S. income is. Well, in yearly income. Chris says billions.
It's probably like thousands.
Well, remember what? Okay, let me give you a typical household. Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to think. So I'll use my sister. Well, maybe she's a terrible example, though. I always like using her, though. I'll use myself, okay? My first year teaching, which was, I know, 100 years ago. Do you know what I made per year? My very first year, I made $32,000. That was my first year's salary. So, oh, that's right. It's Java Cart Day. Hi, almost forgot. Hello. That's so good. You take your time. I'll just chat with them from here. So, knowing that, okay, so a first year teacher on average, $32,000. So what do you think the average household income in the whole United States might be? Thank you.
Wait, what was that?
I'm asking you. I
No,
want to know.
about
My first year. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. You too. My first year, I made $32,000.
so probably something like 35 or
Keep in mind, many houses do have two incomes.
oh, so 100.
You might think, yeah, and not everybody, when I first started teaching, I was 22. Now I'm 75, so I'm a lot older. But, so if you think about the average household has two, I don't know, middle-aged people in it, maybe you might guess that that household, an average typical U.S. household, maybe they bring in, I don't know, 75 to 100,000 a year. Maybe. Do you know what it actually is?
Lower.
Do you think it's higher or lower?
Lower.
You're not even gonna believe me when I tell you. It's like $689,000. How? Because there are a handful of people that make billions of dollars or millions. So those millionaires and billionaires totally throw off the average household income.
So it's like 600,000.
For the mean U.S., I'll look it up. I have it.
Can we just like have it like everything split among us?
Well, you could. You gotta have a whole different system of government, though. So, obviously, most households in the U.S. are not bringing in almost $700,000 a year. That would be something. So a much more accurate picture is by looking at the mean. The mean household, median, blah, 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 the median household income. So if you literally took everybody's income in the whole United States, made it in one big long line, and found the number in the middle, it is nowhere near $600 and whatever $1,000. I think it's like, it's something less than 100, which is much more reasonable. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Yes, let's see. Do I have it right here? I was just looking this up the other day, too, and I was just floored. Oh, no. Why am I not seeing it? Well, I will get back to you because the numbers are astounding. But, yeah, the mean was somewhere in the upper 600,000s, whereas the median, I want to say it was like 72,000, which is much more realistic. Much more realistic. My goodness. Actually, while we're on the topic, if you have a certain profession in mind, when I became a teacher, I literally had no idea how much teachers made. I had no idea. No clue whatsoever until I literally got my first job. And then I found out how much I was going to make, right? I didn't know. I didn't bother to take the time and look up what is a typical teacher salary for the first year. I didn't know. I was just like, yeah, okay, I guess I want to do this. I'm going to go for it. I highly recommend that you look at those things. right? If you are interested in becoming an architect or a photographer or whatever, look into it. See how much is typically made. I had no idea. If you could talk to someone in the field that you're interested in, oh my goodness. Ask them what they like about their job, what they don't like, what advice they would have for someone like you that's interested in the field. I'd have lots of advice for anybody that wanted to be a teacher. Lots! Anyway, side notes. So, there's mean and median. Then we got one more, our old friend the mode. We were just talking about mode. This is the most common number. An easy way to remember mode, most often. They both are MOs. So, let's look at our list of numbers. Which number occurs the most frequently? I know I crossed some of them out, but guess what? None of them do, right? I have one of each of them. So there isn't a number that's the most common. So guess what? There is no mode in this case. So if all numbers occur the same amount of times, there is no mode. How interesting. What if I have two numbers that both occur the most frequently? So it's like a tie between two of them. What do you do? Does anybody know?
Oh, yeah.
How?
If one occurs more, oh, wait, never mind.
You actually get to just keep both of them. So you can have more than one mode, yeah? So you can have no mode. Usually you just have one number that is the winner. But then if there's a tie, then they just both get to be the mode. Yep. So you can also have more than one mode. So let me give you a quick example. Let's say I asked you all how many siblings you have. I know I have before. So say I had 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. Oh, wait. Yeah. So I had this list of numbers. Oh, wait. How many do you have, Haley? Yeah. 6. Okay. Let's say this was the list of siblings that you all had. In this case, 2 of you don't have any, 5 of you had 1, 5 of you had 2, and then 1 of you had 6. So 1 and 2 are in the tied for that first place for the most common number, right? So they both get to be the mode. 1 and 2 are both the modes. You with me? Okay. And then the last one is range. Anybody remember how to find range? No? How about I'll give you the range for this set of numbers and see if you can tell me that answer. The range here would be 76 for my list of test scores. Again, ignore that I crossed some numbers out. Pretend they're all there. 76. Miss Savia, 76 isn't even a number in the list. I know.
But isn't it the least common range? I guess.
76 for that list. For this list, your range would be 6. What? That's so weird. It's just the highest number in this case, but it's not always. What? That's your mean. Let me give you another set of numbers. Small set. Let's say it was 5, 12, 17, 19. The range here is 14. And I'm getting them really fast, so I'm not doing hard math. I couldn't like I couldn't find the mean here. I couldn't add those numbers and divide by 5 in my head. But whatever the range is something I'm able to do real fast. Yeah.
I don't think it's right. Do you like add up like 5 to 12, 12 to 17, 17 to 19, and you take those numbers and you divide that by the amount of numbers that you have?
That's too much work. My little brain can't handle that. Hal?
Figured it out. You subtract the most number by the biggest number by the smallest number.
Yes, that's all it is. It's the biggest number minus the little. Good. So that's why in this list it's 14, right? Biggest minus littlest. In this one, biggest minus littlest is 6, right? 6 minus 0 is 6. And then up here, our biggest was 100 and our smallest was 24. 76. Good job. So let's put that down. Range is just the biggest number minus the smallest. That's it. And that's why I can do it in my head usually. Okay, does all this make sense? Everybody's all right? You can find me in mean, medium, mode, and everything? So, I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to give you this sheet. Yes. We're going to work on this. I'm going to give you maybe 15 minutes. Then I'm going to stop you and we're going to do box and whisker plot.
Wait, then we're gonna do what?
Box and whisker plots.